Hello everyone, so today I am going to teach you about molecular mechanism behind the metastasis. It's one of the most important topic in the neoplasia. So as we know, the invasion and the metastasis is the most characteristic feature of any malignant tumor. So as we have discussed in our previous lecture, the invasion means direct extension of the tumor cell into the surrounding tissue. So that is the invasion, right? But metastasis means the spread of tumor to the physical discontinuous distal site from the primary tumor, right? So these two are the most characteristic feature of malignant tumor. So let's discuss the invasion metastasis cascade molecular mechanism of metastasis in detail. Now before we discuss it, understand that every tumor cell doesn't metastatize. It is not necessary that every malignant tumor metastatize to the distant tissue or distant organ, right? The cell which is having the metastatic phenotype that can metastatize. So metastatic phenotype means they are having certain genetic and epigenetic alteration. So such type of metastatic phenotypic cell can metastatize, and this whole event is called as an invasion metastasis cascade. So that we are going to discuss in the detail in the today's lecture. And friends, usually the cells will migrate in a groups. They will migrate in a cohesive adhere group along with platelet. They do not migrate individually, and that is necessary for the successful metastasis. So they will migrate in a cohesive group. Now as we have discussed in the diagram, the molecular mechanism of metastasis is a multi-step process. The metastasis is not easy. To jump from one organ to another organ required many steps. But basically we can say there are two main phase or the step behind the molecular mechanism. The one is invasion of extracellular matrix, and second one is metastasis by vascular dissemination, tissue homing. Tissue homing means from one tissue they will jump into another tissue. Through circulation they will colonize in the distal tissue. And the third step is colonization of tumor cell. So first of all, let's discuss the invasion of extracellular matrix. So the invasion of extracellular matrix is a four-step process. The first step for the invasion is loosening up the attached tumor cell. The tumor cell have to be loose. So the loosening up of tumor cell interaction is the first step. Second step is after loosening they will degrade the extracellular matrix in the tissue. And then the third step is that after degradation the tumor cell will attach to the remodeled extracellular matrix. They will attach to a new novel site in the extracellular matrix, and then finally they will migrate and invade the extracellular matrix. So that is a four-step process. So first of all, let's see how the tumor cells loosen up. So first step is loosening up of the tumor cells. So in this particular diagram you can see that the cells attach to the each other and to the underlying extracellular matrix by means of an adhesion molecule. Adhesion molecule help in attachment of the cell to each other. For example, the most common, important adhesion molecule is E-cadherin, which you can see in this diagram. The cells attach with each other by E-cadherin, right? Now, what do we mean by extracellular matrix? So you can see that in this diagram, the cells will rest on the basement membrane, and below which you have the interstitial tissue. So both these two is known by the name ECM. See, this is the basement membrane over which the cell is rest, and below which you have the interstitial tissue, right? So that is the extracellular matrix. All right. Now, if E-cadherin silence or if it is lost, if E-cadherin is not working, then only tumor cell can loosen up, right? So you might have questioned that why E-cadherin silence when E-cadherin doesn't work, so the tumor cell will loosen up. So they doesn't work or they will get silence when you know, when one particular process occurs, that is epithelial mesenchymal transition. I mean to say that name itself suggests the epithelial cell will get converted into mesenchymal cell type of phenotype. It means there will be two processes. There will be down regulation of the epithelial markers, right? The epithelial marker will be down regulated. Down regulation of E cadherin, that is maintained by transcription factor snail. And second event is upregulation of mesenchymal markers, right? Like that of vimentin, smooth muscle actin. So there will be upregulation of mesenchymal markers that is mediated by twist transcription factor. Now let's see second step of after loosening up of the tumor cell by epithelial mesenchymal transition, they will degrade the extracellular matrix, right? In this particular diagram, you can see that malignant tumor cell will secrete certain proteolytic enzymes. They will secrete proteolytic enzymes, and that is responsible for degradation of extracellular matrix. So which are that proteolytic enzymes? So there are four examples of proteolytic enzyme. One is most important one, matrix metalloproteinase type 2 and 9, then type 4 collagenase, third one is plasminogen activator, and fourth one is cathepsin. So these four are the example of proteolytic enzymes. Now after degradation of extracellular matrix, there will be attachment of the tumor cell to the remodeled site on the extracellular matrix. Now how this site generated? So that is particularly occur by degradation of extracellular matrix by matrix metalloproteinase number 2 and 9. So they will generate the novel strange attachment site over the extracellular matrix. So with this remodeled site on the extracellular matrix, tumor cell will get attached. All right, you can see it in this diagram, right? All right. Now the fourth step is that after that, the tumor cell will migrate and invade through the extracellular matrix. Tumor cell will migrate and invade through extracellular matrix. Now this particular process depend upon three factor. Three factors facilitate such a migration through the extracellular matrix and through the interstitial tissue. The first one is that tumor cell, malignant tumor cell will secrete a chemokines and the growth factor, like that of insulin like growth factor. They will secrete IGF like growth factor. So that will act as a autocrine motility factor. Tumor cell secrete growth factor like that of IGF that will act as a autocrine motility factor, which facilitate invasion through interstitial tissue. The second one is cleavage product of the extracellular matrix. Whenever there is a degradation of extracellular matrix, the cleavage product is generated like that of collagen and laminin will favor the migration of the tumor cell. And the third important factor is that following the degradation of extracellular matrix, the stromal cell will secrete. There will be derivation of stromal cell induced hepatocyte growth factor and scatter factor. These two factor will act as a paracrine factor, and they will bind to these paracrine factors will bind to the tyrosine kinase receptor, MET receptor on the tumor cell, to increase the motility of tumor cell. So in such way, motility of tumor cell is increased by stromal cell derived hepatocyte growth factor and scatter factor. Now let's see the metastasis process, vascular dissemination, tissue homing and colonization. So after penetration of the extracellular matrix, the tumor cells will invade the basement membrane of nearby blood vessel or lymphatic. Now as we have seen in the diagram, after invasion of the extracellular matrix, they will now reach into the blood vessel. So they will reach into the lumen of vessel. There will be intravasation of the tumor cell within the lumen of blood vessel or lymphatics. And now the tumor cell will circulate in the blood vessel or lymphatics, and they will arrest at a particular site. So they will arrest at the site of metastasis. So circulatory tumor cell arrest will depend upon the three factor. The one is that obviously, the location and the vascular drainage of primary tumor. I I mean to say that to the nearby area they will metastasize first, which is supplied by that primary tumor. For example, colon carcinoma spread to the nearby liver because from enteric hepatocirculation tumor cell will reach into liver. Okay. The second factor is that tumor cell is having the tropism for the particular tissue. For example, lung carcinoma spread to the adrenal gland, right? So there will be selective tropism for the tumor cell because the receptors are present in that tissue. That is known by the name seed soil theory. And the third one is that interesting thing is that tumor dormancy, in which the tumor metastasizes to the organ, but they doesn't grow in that organ. That is known by the name tumor dormancy. All right. Now, once they reach to the distant site, once the cell is arrested, they will invade the basement membrane of blood vessel or lymphatics, and they will home in the particular tissue, and they will colonize there at a distant site from the primary tumor. They will colonize. These are the some of the examples of metastasis. Prostate carcinoma will spread to the bone. Lung carcinoma, spread to the adrenal glands. Neuroblastoma commonly metastasized to the liver and bone. And once the metastasis occur, the angiogenesis will favor the local growth of micrometastatic tumor mass. The metastasized tumor grow because of newly formed blood vessel. They will provide the nutrition. So friends, this particular diagram is from the Robbins book of pathology. This is a very beautiful schematic diagram in which you can understand a molecular mechanism of metastasis. It's an overview of metastasis, invasion metastasis cascade. So let's understand how the molecular mechanism operate in our body. So friends, first of all, whenever we have the primary tumor in the body, the tumor cells will loosening up from each other by each adhering silencing. So the transform cell will get loose and the individual cell now will attach to the basement membrane. This is the basement membrane below which we have the interstitial tissue, right? So I want to say that tumor cell will invade this basement membrane and interstitial tissue. Both these together is known by the name extracellular matrix. So first of all, extracellular matrix will get invaded. After invasion of the extracellular matrix, here you can see that tumor cell invaded the extracellular matrix. After invasion of ECM, they will find the nearby blood vessel or lymphatics and they will penetrate the endothelium of nearby blood vessel or the lymphatic channel. And after invading the endothelium, they will move into the circulation. So now they are in the circulation. But the individual tumor cell cannot survive in our circulation because they face many mechanical stress. They have to face our immune defense, and particularly they have to face apoptosis, that is stimulated by loss of adhesion, which is known by the name anoikis, right? So individual tumor cell cannot survive in the circulation. So for the survival, they will group together, they will attach to our lymphocytes, and they will attach to our platelets so that they will form the cohesive groups. This is the cohesive group. So the tumor cell embolus will form, and now they will move in the circulation, and at the favorable site distance to the primary tumor, they will arrest. So tumor cell arrest will occur. Here they have arrested, and after arrest, in the distant site, now they will again penetrate the endothelium and they will move into the extracellular matrix of that tissue, right? So in such way they will deposited at a distant site from the primary tumor. This is the metastasis, right? This is known by the name metastasis. So this is the whole process of metastasis of tumor cell to the distant site. And at the distant site there will be angiogenesis, which provides the nutrition, and so there will be growth of metastatic tumor in the distal tissue, right? So this is the overview of molecular mechanism of metastasis. Now thank you for watching, and I will be right back with a new video. Thank you very much. Till then, take care and bye bye.